welcome back. What I want to cover today is something called coterminal angles, and to start this off, we're going to go ahead and let's say we are given some angles. Let's say, I don't know, 45 degrees, 405 degrees, and let's say negative 315 degrees. What I want you to do is go ahead and pause the video and draw all three of these angles in the same coordinate plane. Okay, go ahead and take a second to do that. Alright, so hopefully you did that. So remember to draw in standard position. We start on the positive side of the x-axis, and if it's a positive angle, we rotate counterclockwise, and if it's a negative angle, we rotate clockwise. Okay? So 45 degrees, well, I'll go ahead and do 45 degrees in this color. All right, 45 degrees, I rotate counterclockwise. We're going to be right in the middle here. And that would end up being 45 degrees, okay? Remember, this is 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, and so on and so on and so on. All right, let's take a look at another one. So 405 degrees I'll do in this color. So for 405 degrees, I'd go 90, 180, 270, 360, and I'd have to go another 45 degrees. So it'd actually be the same exact terminal side. Okay. So notice they have the same terminal side. They ended up in the exact same spot. Let's go ahead and do 315 or negative 315 degrees. I'll do in this color, and since this is negative, I'm going the opposite way. I'm going clockwise. So negative 90, negative 180, and negative 270, and I got to go another negative 45 degrees. So notice that also ended up on the same terminal side. These all share the same terminal side. And I don't mean that they ended up in the same quadrant. I mean they ended up at the exact same spot. We went up 45 degrees for this first 45 degree angle. For 405, we went a full 360 and we had to go an extra 45. So we ended up at the exact same spot. For negative 315, we went negative 270 and another negative 45 to end up on the exact same spot. So they all share the exact same terminal side. And if they share the exact same terminal side, they are what we call coterminal angles. So coterminal angles are angles that share. Ooh, that's a horrible share. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. That share the same terminal side. Okay, now how do we find coterminal angles? Well, if we take a look, these are just 360 degrees apart. These two are 360 degrees apart. These two are 720 degrees apart. They're basically just multiples of 360 apart. So to find coterminals, we just want to add or subtract multiples of 360 degrees. Okay, that's how we find coterminal sides. If we added 360 to 405, we end up, or excuse me, if we added 360 to 45, we end up at 405. If we add 360 to that, we get another coterminal angle. If we did 45 minus 360, we would end up with a coterminal. Okay, all of these are just 360 degrees apart. Okay, so for example, let's say I was given some angle. Let's say I was given the angle 200, let's say negative 210 degrees. And I want to find some coterminal angles. Okay. Well, if I wanted to find some coterminal angles, I can just keep adding and subtracting 360 degrees. So if I added 360 degrees, I get 150 degrees. So that would be a coterminal. If I added another 360 degrees, I'd end up with 510. That would be another coterminal. I can keep doing this forever. So there's an infinite amount of coterminal angles, okay? And to find them, we're just adding 360, or we could subtract 360. If I subtracted 360 from 200, or excuse me, negative 210 degrees, I'd end up with negative 570 degrees. If I subtracted another 360, I'd end up with negative 230 degrees. So all of these are coterminal angles. Okay, if we drew every single one of these angles, they would end up not only in the same quadrant, but they would end up with the exact same terminal side. Okay, and that's what those are coterminal angles. That's what they are. Okay, and they're very, very important, especially once we get to evaluating trigonometric expressions. Okay, because there's going to be a lot of really interesting relationships between trig and coterminal angles. Okay, so make sure that you're able to draw angles, verify if angles are coterminal, and be able to find coterminal angles. Until our next video, bye bye.